Hi and welcome to Electrical Engineering Planet. In today's video we will learn how to use DESMOS graphing calculator to draw active power, reactive power and apparent power to understand it exactly. And in a previous video we have already discussed what is active power, reactive power, apparent power and power factor. You can find the video in the description down below. But today we will use DESMOS to understand it more. So please consider subscribing in Electrical Engineering Planet channel to support our community. Also don't forget to share, like and let knowledge enlighten your world. Now let's start by creating a DC circuit. And as you know, the DC circuit has no frequency. Frequency equal to 0. So there is no phase shift between voltage and current. They are in phase. So let's say that the power P, let's say it's equal to Y here, is equal to the voltage V, which I will write it down here as A, times the current I, which I will write it down here as B. And as you know, DESMOS here will ask me to add a slider for each constant value, A and B. So I will add them all. As you can see here now, this is the power of our circuit because the voltage is equal to 1 and the current is equal to 1. If the voltage increases, the power will increase. Also, if the current increases, the power will increase. And keep in mind that our resistance in this circuit must be constant to apply those concepts. Now, let's try to discuss what is active power, reactive power and apparent power in AC system. In AC system, the voltage V of T will equal to V maximum sine omega t plus theta. Omega t actually is the instantaneous value of voltage throughout time. So omega t is our value of time. But theta is the difference between the angle between voltage and current. So if voltage and current are in phase, theta will equal to 0. So let's write down here that Y1, which is the V of T, voltage throughout time, which will equal to V maximum, which I will write it down here, A, times sine omega t plus theta. Omega t here I will write it down as X. And theta, let's assume that's equal to 0 at the beginning. Here I will add A as a constant value. And as you can see, we have here a sine wave. From graph setting, let's change the step to pi over 2. And as you can see, our sine wave starts from 0 and ends for 2 pi. So this is our voltage sine wave. Let's start applying the same for the current. Current, I will call it Y2, equal to I maximum, which I will write it down as B, times sine X plus theta. So here I will write it down sine X, then I will add theta. I will call it, for example, T. Press enter, and as you can see now, we have B and T constant values. B is the maximum value of current, I maximum, and T is the phase shift between voltage and current. Here actually we have T as an offset value because we didn't put it inside a bracket beside X. So here I will deal with X as omega t, and this constant value is our theta difference between the voltage and current. So as you can see here, if this theta equal to 0, the voltage and current are in phase. They are starting and ending at the same time. But if the time t starts to change, the current here will start lagging for the voltage, or it will lead the voltage. Lag means that the voltage has started before the current, and lead means that the current has started before the voltage. And in phase means that they are starting at the same time. So if we have a resistive load, they will be in phase. But if we have an inductive load, this will make the current to start lagging for the voltage. And if we have a pure inductive load, the value here will be pi over 2. It will lag the voltage with pi over 2. And if we have a capacitor, we will start leading the voltage. The current will start leading the voltage. And if we have a pure capacitive means that we don't have resistive load or inductive load. We just have a capacitive load. This means that it will start leading the voltage with negative pi over 2. Let's now put t as 0, which means that they are in phase. Now we will start calculating the power. The power here is the apparent power, the total power, and we will understand it exactly. Let's say that Y3, which is the apparent power, is equal to voltage times current. So Y1 times Y2. Very good. As you see now, the power here is in a positive value. It's positive, 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 positive. So it has an average. So this power now have an average because the voltage and the current are in phase. So when we multiply the positive value here of voltage for the positive value of current, it will give us a positive value for the power. And here we have a negative value of current and the negative value of voltage, which will give us also a positive value of power, and so on. So our power here is always positive value. But if the time or the theta starts to have a difference between voltage and current, as you can see, the apparent power starts to move to the negative value. So it has a positive value and a negative value until we reaches to a pure inductive, which the current lags the voltage with pi over 2. At this time, you will find that the power is positive and negative with the same value, negative, positive, negative, positive. So when we apply an average equation, we will find out that the average here is equal to 0. There is no average value. Also, let's say that we have a pure capacitive, which leads the current leads the voltage. Also, as you can see here, the total power is negative, positive, which don't have an average. So in case of the voltage and current are in phase, we will have an average voltage. But in case that the voltage and current are not in phase, we will not have an average power. It will equal to 0 if we have a pure capacitive or pure inductive. But what if we have a mixture between, for example, an inductive load and a resistance? So the current will lag the voltage, but not with pi over 2. It will be in the middle here. So we will have a total apparent power, which is mixture between the power which is always positive and the power which have an average of 0. So we have a mixture between two powers. So here actually, when the voltage and current are in phase, our power here is always positive, which have an average value, and I will call it active power. Active power. Active power means that the voltage which have a real effect on our circuit. This power will make our motor, for example, to rotate. It have converted the electrical energy into a mechanical energy to make this motor rotate, and make a lamp to illuminate. It has converted the electrical energy to a useful light energy. So we have here a useful power. This is our active power. But when we have a pure inductive load, for example, which means that the current will start lead the voltage with pi over 2, Here, as you can see, the positive and negative is equal and there is no average power. So now we have a reactive power. This reactive power is not useful because it has no average, so we will not be use it to make the motor to rotate or the lamp to illuminate. So this power here is not useful, but it really exists inside the circuit. As you can see, there is a current and voltage inside the circuit, and there is an reactive power which is moving forward and backward, but it's not useful. But it really exists inside the circuit because of the lag between voltage and current. So this is our reactive power. And the total power of the reactive power and the active power is what we call the apparent power. Here, as you can see, the apparent power is the same as the reactive power because we don't have here an active power because we have a pure reactive load. And also here, voltage and current are in phase, which means that we have a resistive load, pure resistive load. We don't have here a reactive power, we just have an active power. So the apparent power or the total power is 100% of an active power. But what if we have a mixture between a resistive load and an inductive load, for example, which is what's happening in the actual life? The voltage and current will be in a phase shift in a value in the middle between 0 and pi over 2, not 0 and not pi over 2, which will make the total power or the apparent power to be in this shape. For example, it has a mixture between the active power and reactive power. Here I have written down two equations to understand the matter more. Here, as you can see, we have our apparent power, which is a mixture between the active power and the reactive power. When we add those together, we will have this shape, which is our apparent power or the complex power. So, as you can see, this is the useful power inside the circuit, and this one is not the useful power, it's very bad power. So if we want to decrease this value and make it equal to 0, we have to make the voltage to be in phase with the current. And how we can do this in real life? We can do this in real life actually by adding capacitors or capacitor banks. Because the capacitor, as we know, make the current lead the voltage, move in this direction. So it will start making the wave to move in this direction, which will make it much more active power than reactive power. And if you want to understand this matter more, you have to watch the videos in the description down below, which discuss the meaning of active power, reactive power, apparent power, and power factor. Power factor actually means that how much useful power you are using from the total power. It's the active power over the apparent power, which means that how much in percentage you are using active power or useful power from the total power you have. So for example, if our power factor or cosine phi is equal to 0.8, that means that we have an 80% of our total power is a useful power and 20% is not useful power or apparent power. When we add a capacitive or a capacitor bank, it will make 0.8, 0.9 for example, which means that we have increased the useful power with 10% and decreased the non-useful power or reactive power with 10%. Hopefully you understand this matter more now. Please consider subscribing in Electrical Engineering Planet channel to support our community. Also don't forget to share, like, and let knowledge enlighten your world. Thanks for watching.